Aloha kako, it's Kim, and welcome to Eye in the Sky, where we turn memories into something you can hold. Before we begin, I want to introduce you to today's Hawaiian word, and it is Ho'omanaʻo. So, Ho'omanaʻo is commonly translated to remember, to recall, to commemorate, or keep in mind, or bring something back to memory. It can refer to a person, a place, or an event, or even an important lesson. And Hawaiian words often express ideas through how they're built. So in this case, ho'o, it's a prefix that commonly means to cause, to make, or to bring about. So while ho'omanaʻo isn't simply memory, it is the idea of bringing remembrance to mind or causing something to be remembered. So think about what happens when someone opens a journal that you made. What they see is an old library card, and suddenly they remember their elementary school library or public library that they spent a lot of time in their youth. They smell old paper and remember grandma's attic. Vintage wallpaper makes them remember the house they grew up in, perhaps, or even grandma's house. Nothing in the journal created those memories, right? It awakened them. And that's ho'omanaʻo. And so obviously, that's so fitting for junk journaling, what we and what we are creating. So today I have a thrift haul for you, and this is a combination of it. It is a collective and book items and some other materials that I use in junk journaling that I found while I was out in the wild looking for things. So this first book is the Hawaiian Mother Goose. I found this on Facebook, and the seller lived way out in Palolo Valley, and so it was a little bit of a drive to get there. But I was more than happy to do it because I was intrigued immediately when I saw it. It's Hawaiian Mother Goose again, the nonsense rhymes of Tutu Nene. So this book, I did not know that it existed, but it is basically Mother Goose rhymes, but to fit Native Hawaiian culture. So I'll read an example for you in a second, but I just wanted to go to the title page here. So we used to have, gosh, it seems like a dozen or more publishing companies here in Hawaii. One of them, Tong Publishing, no longer exists here in Hawaii, but this particular publication was 1944. And it was written by, it was put together by Emma Lyons Doyle. Well, she wrote it, and then it was illustrated by Ethelyn Meir. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. But so you'll see, and we can talk about that in a second. But yeah, this book has been very well loved. I think it did end up having some water damage. Lots of foxing, lots of tearing, things like that. But I know I can still make use of it in junk journaling. So I will turn to something that you'll recognize probably the cadence of. So let's see. Okay, here's one that goes with Sing a Song of Sixpence. So sing a song of Hapaumi. Sing a song of Hapaumi, enough to buy a peach, 25 brown babies playing on a beach. When a wave came splashing in, they ran up out of reach. It followed them and rolled them round, and they began to screech. So Hapaumi is 5 cents. That's what I'm going to say. They say that because hapa, I know we already did our word of the day, but hapa is half and umi is 10. So sing a song of Hapaumi or sing a song of 5 cents instead of sing a song of 6 pence. And you know, this 1944, you're looking at some of the illustrations here, but it has everything to do with Native Hawaiians, right? We're brown. We are brown-skinned people. We are people of color. So it is more than appropriate to say brown babies in this particular story. And then, of course, they've got 5 little pigs. They have Hey Diddle Diddle, which they made fit into the scheme of surfing. You know, Pity Patty Polts. I don't know what that is. To market. Higglety Pigglety. So I just thought, wow, this is amazing. And again, like I said, I never saw it before, so I definitely wanted to keep it. Here's one, Hushaby Baby. Hushaby Baby, under the tree, mother is fishing by the blue sea. Hollow leaves murmur a melody to thee, stirred by soft breezes that fan Waikiki. Mele is a song. So yes, I am definitely going to be using this, because if it was in better condition, I would probably preserve it forever, but I would love to use this in the junk journals that I create and sell, because I like to have you know, the story of Hawaii and our culture just shared around the world. So I don't mind using these pages in journals. So this is amazing. And then the end papers, I don't know if that was on purpose, but this is how they did it. And I mean, the poems go from cover to cover, you know, or I would say the verse. Yeah. So anyway, that is Hawaiian Mother Goose. So cool. Okay, and then let's see, what else have I got here? So then I went to it's a thrift store. It's called the, oh gosh, why is it escaping me right now? It is the League of Honolulu. Anyway, it's gonna come to me. So for now, I will just talk about what's there. So a lot of different things. There's clothing in there. There are dishes. There's housewares, things like that, all secondhand. And you know, everything is kind of priced really well, and it's a very clean shop. They really do clean things up before they put them up for sale. So it's not your typical you know, donation received and then they just put it out. They actually really take care of everything that they put out on the shelves. So I love going there because they have a mix of different things that I found. And I always go to the center aisle. They have stationery. So they have these cards, and they're usually 50 cents or $1, just depending. I wonder if I kept the price on some of these. Yeah, so then, and a lot of times you'll get some information about what you're picking up. Well, so in this case, it's already on the card. So this was hand painted by a resident of the Otterbein home. And I should have looked this up. I don't think that this is in Hawaii. I have never heard of it, but how beautiful is that? It's a sparrow, and I mean, that is a really beautiful image. And it is not your typical card. It's, I forget what they call this, right? The 4 leaves kind of fold over note. And so that came with the envelope. This was 50 cents. And then, of course, I had to pick up this Charlie Brown and Snoopy thank you card, because I gotta have the peanuts, right? And this was a Hallmark card. Don't exactly know when this one came out, but 50 cents. And then this is one. Look at this beautiful watercolor image of, I want to say, the mountain range here in Hawaii. I don't know which one, and I cannot read the illustrator or the artist's name there. But yes, this is lovely. Oh, here, I think it says Kajime. But lovely, a beautiful image of the mountain range. And then I couldn't pass this one up. It's a raccoon. He looks so innocent, right? And just a blank note card, of course, is hi. This one is from Susie's Zoo, 1978. And that also came with an envelope, so 50 cents. And so I found so many great cards there, a good stationery that Assistance League of Honolulu, ALH. Oh my gosh. So if you're ever in town or if you live in the area, definitely check them out because you can find some really great things. And they're so sweet. The volunteers that work the cash register and then are around the store, they're so nice. They're very approachable. They're great conversationalists. It's all really nice. Okay, so then I also found this Big Shot. And so a Big Shot, one of those textured impression folders. So this is a square lattice. And I don't know why I took this off, but this was $1. I remember getting this, and I will just take this off now because now that I'm doing this video, I don't need to save the plastic here. And it's also open on the other end, but this is the Sizzix Big Shot. When Stamping Up, they were collaborating. And then, so it's a lattice. It's called Square Lattice. And so you get this impression, which is actually going to be, really nice background on a book page or really for anything, cardstock and pages in a junk journal. So there's that. Here, I'll take these out because they're so cute. Oh my gosh, this raccoon. So there's that. And then I also found this pad of paper. It's just paper. And this was 50 cents. But it's nice. It has sort of this decorative edge to all four sides. And so I thought that's going to be really nice paper to use and work with, maybe with this lattice impression, and then colorize it and then tuck into a junk journal. So there is that. And then I also found and this was $1. These are Crane and Company note cards, 10 of them, and they have the little pineapple on them. They are just the note cards. It is not with envelopes. So that's okay though, because then they're the star of the show, really, with this pineapple on it. So let's see. Yeah. So they're pretty good, cardstock type cards. And so that's really good. And again, there's 10 of them. And they're just one thing. It's not even like a fold over card. It's basically just the one piece. And so I am happy to have that. Okay, so I'm going to push this over here. Okay, and then we have, after that, this was all done in the same weekend. And I'm going to be honest, I can't remember the order of things, but I know we usually start off in town, which is where the Assistance League of Honolulu is. So we're not going to go backwards, let's say. So then we went to the Goodwill bins, and I saw this and I immediately picked it up. They had a bunch of great children's books in the book bin. But unfortunately, they didn't, it wasn't as cheap as I thought it was going to be at the bins. Because if you know anything about Goodwill bins, usually the items that are there did not sell in the regular Goodwill stores. And so when they get to the bins, you're gonna pay by weight or some other, special situation. So you're really getting some good prices. So at the bins here in Hawaii, so they're not technically called the bins. They're like the last chance Goodwill. That's what they call it. But it's the same idea. They have bins, and in the back, we went through, my husband and helped me go through some of the books, and we found some great ones. But even this one, I forget if the price, and this one has, It's ready for junk journaling. I want to say the regular price of this book, which was $3.99, is what you would pay in the regular Goodwill. So I don't know why it was that price, but I got it anyway because I've seen this on other people's channels. I've never seen it out in the wild, and so I had to have it because, of course, it's the Golden Book, New Walt Disney Treasury. And let's see. So ooh, sorry about that. Oh my gosh. I forgot I was so close. Okay, let's go up a bit. There we go. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so these end papers, beautiful. Damage to the the text block came out basically, or text picture block in this case. But then look what's happening here. I could just use this as a cover. So that would be pretty good. I already have something in mind. And I don't even know if I would use it like this. I might cover it up because I need a cover for my 250th anniversary of America, because I have a bunch of stuff. And this is big enough to fit all of that. But what to do about the end papers? That would be a waste, right? To not use them for something. But anyway, so yeah, and of course it's all the 10 I don't want to say the most famous, but of course very familiar. You've got Bambi and Snow White, Cinderella, you've got Lady and the Tramp, you got 101 Dalmatians, Jungle Book. Oh, and look at these illustrations too. Wow. I mean, actually, isn't this interesting how it just depends on when it was done, and you get the different iterations of course they look basically the same, but then there are some differences. You can tell it's different artists, right? And this is 1971. I probably should have mentioned that, but even this, look at this image of Snow White, right? I've never seen that particular yeah, I have never seen that particular face of Snow White. Let's look at it here. Okay, that looks like the normal one. Anyway, a lot of fussy cutting opportunities in this one. I do have a lot of little golden books. Oh, here's Pinocchio, 101 Dalmatians, the Three Little Pigs. I do have a lot of Disney princess books for sure, so I can definitely fussy cut all of those out and reuse them. So there's that. And then also from the bins, which these were not $3.99, but I think they were $1.99. But still, why isn't it cheaper? Because anyways, so this I also found there. This is obviously the Chipmunks and the Little Lost Dog. This is, dun, 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 dun. Let's see, we all know Alvin and the Chipmunks. So this is 1985. Oh my gosh, so cute. The Girl Cadets. And of course, all the mischief that Simon, Theodore, and Alvin get into, right? With Dave, they're always in trouble. So anyway, just a cute little story about them. And then these are some, gold items to find. This is a Sesame Street book, golden super shape book. And I rarely find these too. So when I do see them, I couldn't pass them up, even though I feel like the Last Chance Goodwill needs to drop their prices, because after this, where do these books go but to the dump? So why would you be charging like regular price? I don't understand. Anyway, I mean the price that you would pay in the Goodwill store. So Cookie Monster, Book of Cookie Shapes. This is 1979. I mean, it's a Sesame Street book, so fun. And I like these shape books. Crescent Street Bakery. These are stapled in pages, so easy to to harvest the pages of that. Then you have Winnie the Pooh and His Friends, another shape book, a golden shape book. This is from 1976. 1976. So, of course, all the fantastic Winnie the Pooh images. And this, of course, is Disney Winnie the Pooh, the red shirt Winnie the Pooh. All his friends. So also a lot of fussy cutting opportunities. This one is also stapled in pages, so that will be easy to take apart. And then also found there The Surprise Party by Pat Hutchins. I like the colors, right? And the yellow and the orange and the green. This one is 1969, and lots of great images in here. Also stapled in pages, but I can imagine fussy cutting out this chipmunk and this owl and the goose or duck. I guess it's a duck. You know, rabbit, fox. Lots of great animal pictures. Here's a frog. So yeah. So this was also there. So not for the prices I wanted to get them at, but you know, I thought, wow, I hardly see these out in the wild, so obviously good to have. And then our last stop of that weekend was the Savor store, our favorite one in Waipahu. And my husband Ray is always able to find quickly the little golden books that are available, so I'll go through them one by one. So as you can see, they sell for $1.49 at our stores here, and sometimes you can get them for half off if it's the right color tag. The other way to get them even cheaper is on Tuesdays they have Senior Citizen Day, so that's a 30% discount. And then on Wednesdays they have military discount days, so 30% off. So then this book, something like this, becomes 90 cents. And then after you buy 4, the 5th one is free. So really good way to get them. I don't already have a Nightmare Before Christmas book of any kind, and so when I saw this little golden book, or actually my husband saw it and then he brought them over to me to find out if I wanted them. This one is from 2024, so a newer print of it, but of course the story, if you're familiar with the story of The Nightmare Before Christmas. And so this one, it was red, but it's in pretty decent condition too. So yeah, that'll be a kind of a fun journal to make. And then there was this one, I Love You Mommy. This one has some well, I don't know, maybe it wasn't, it looks like it was because this page is all messed up, but this is 1999. And it says first edition, but of course we have to do the test, or I don't know if they still do it this way, but nope, I don't see a letter in the spine. So I don't know that it's a true first edition, but it does say first edition 1999. Anyway, so we found this that day, and so a very cute book about you know, hanging out with mom, doing all her things that she does for her children. Some very cute images. So this would be a fun one to make a journal out of as well, Mother's Day or something like that. And then of course there was a Moana. I don't actually have my own Moana. I was actually curating them for my friend Joanne here on YouTube. She's Junk Journal Joanne. I also I've linked her channel in the description box of this video. But this is 2016. Is that when Moana came out? I can't even remember, but yeah, it wasn't that long ago. But this cute image of Moana when she was a baby. Anyway, lots of great images. I do live in Hawaii. I am Native Hawaiian, so I feel like it probably was time for me to get a Moana book. It is important to note that the costuming of Moana is actually what we are all familiar with. For instance, let's go back. Let's find something where she's just showing her clothing. So it is, they don't actually say if she is Hawaiian or if she is, you know, Tongan or Samoan, but she's definitely Polynesian, that her character is based on, a Polynesian girl. But then a lot of her clothing has a mixture of different Polynesian sensibilities. So you've got Tongan in there and Maori and Fijian. So important to know that it is not, Moana is definitely not in this sense, a Hawaiian character, like not supposed to be a Hawaiian character, but they have come out with a Hawaiian version of Moana, same exact movie, but the dialogue and everything, it's in Olelo Hawaii, so the language of Hawaii. And yeah, so just to give you that background. But it is such a cute story, of course, and we know that she's a strong female character, which we like in our Disney stories. And so a very touching story as well about, finding who you are and doing the things that your people did, and ending up exactly where you want to be. So great story. We also found this Richard Scarry's Chipmunks ABC, and this one is from 1963. So Richard Scarry, of course, always the gold standard, right, for ephemera, for junk journaling. One of the creators here on YouTube, Carla Frizzell, and that is her YouTube channel name. She has done a lot with Richard Scarry. She's been able to find a lot of great Richard Scarry books to use in her junk journaling projects. And so yeah, I'm always happy to find a Richard Scarry because it's not always easy. And then last but not least, we have the Fuzzy Duckling, and this one is A Billion Golden Memories right here. So this one is from 1977. Ooh, love this sunflowers here. I have seen this before. I don't have a copy of it myself. And of course, we all know the story about the ugly duckling. And so I love finding different versions of it. And then, oh, this isn't the ugly duckling. Sorry, this is the Fuzzy Duckling. Wrong story, different story altogether. But anyway, the duckling was lost and found her family. So love the images in this, and this would be a really good junk journal as well. These, all the little golden books, right? They make perfect journals. And that's one of the favorite mediums to use. And so again, this was a collective haul from over a weekend here in my neck of the woods that I was able to find. And so it's always nice to visit all my favorite thrift stores, bookstores, things like that, and pick up some of these treasures. So today, the story that chose me is Hawaiian Mother Goose. For obvious reasons, I feel like it makes me so happy. It made me smile to know that this book exists. And this was before my time, the 1940s, that it was published. And it's about Native Hawaiians. It's for Native Hawaiians. I am Native Hawaiian. I am a person of color. And to know that this book existed for young children before my time definitely brings a smile to my face. And, when I saw it on Facebook, as I explained before, my heart stopped because I did not know that it existed, and I am so glad that it does. And I would love to share this with my grandkids. They don't live here in Hawaii anymore, and so hopefully I have a chance to do that. I do want to use the pages and junk journals that I make and sell because I would love to share it with the wider world. Um, and I love that. And so, excuse me, for today's Mo'olelo Minute, I do want to just mention that, today I chose the word Ho'omanaʻo, which is to remember. And I've been wanting to really reflect on Hawaiian words that inspire my work in junk journaling, my creativity there. And so I feel it every time I rescue an old book like this, or, I'm going to tuck vintage ephemera into a journal. I hope that when someone sees it, if they happen to be the one that finds it or it finds them, that it helps someone ho'omanaʻo, or to remember a piece of their own story, right? And just as a reminder, every book, every piece of paper, every forgotten treasure has a story worth preserving. So mahalo for joining me as we discover them together. And until next time, aloha.